Stand-Up Comedy Live is recorded at Craft Barcelona to a live studio audience. You can watch this show live in Barcelona. For tickets, visit pompage.co/events. Please subscribe to this podcast and thanks for listening.
Thank you very much. Hello everybody! Give me a cheer if you're ready to have a good time! Yeah! Give me a cheer if you live in Barcelona! Yeah! How about that? Fantastic, all Barcelona people here. Thank you for coming along and supporting local comedy. We've got a great night in front of us. So, I want to start off tonight with a guy who's come all the way from Colombia to say hello. So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for John Paul Egred!
So the other day I got a client, a phone call from a client. You know, I was high as shit, and yeah, it's kind of complicated and terrifying to take a phone call when you're high. I don't know if you've ever done it, but I was like, okay, yeah, I can take this. You know, I build myself up. I go like, it was like when I was 16. My parents were like calling me, and I was high, and I was like, okay, I can pull this shit out. I can give my best. So I panic, and two things I do is I take my voice like a little. My pitch, it goes a little down. Then I add like a 10% of Gandalf the Grey, so I can seem reliable. This guy definitely doesn't sound any high at all. So, Mr. Anderson, how are you doing? Like, yeah, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Design shit going on. Like, I was actually pulling it off. Like, the phone call went really fucking good. And I was like, I was even celebrating in my head, like, yeah, I pulled this shit off. So I was like, yeah, okay, so yeah, Jean-Paul will speak next week. Yes, sir, Mr. Anderson will speak next week. Okay, see you later. Okay, goodbye, I love you. Like, I hang up the phone, I'm like, what the fuck just happened? What did I do? Like, there is no turning back from here. It was like that time I sent accidentally a cock shot to my group chat family, you know, in WhatsApp, you know. It was not even a good cock shot. It was like, it looked like a crime scene with no blood. It's, you ever try to take a picture of your penis? It's fucking complicated. So I go to this guy, I'm like, oh shit, I fucking hung up the phone. I'm like, how is this, how am I gonna, you know, keep track of this shit? Okay, how is the next business lunch gonna be? It's gonna be like a business date. What if the guy reaches out and tries to fucking kiss me? I'm gonna have to play along. You know, I can't break my character just then. I'm trying to build some fucking trust. Trust is the basis of every relationship, even if it's a business relationship. So I would have to fucking play along. So I don't know if the guy liked it or not, but I got the job. So at the end, I suppose, yeah, bring it up. Yeah, he probably doesn't like tall guys. That was it. That was my time, people. Thank you very much.
John Paul Egred, everybody! All the way from Colombia. How about that? The wonderful world of Tinder there as well. Tinder's funny if you live in a city where there's kind of usually normal people around, but then when you go back to like where I'm from, a small town in the middle of nowhere in the north of Scotland, and you're like, oh, I had to try out Tinder. And I went home in the summer, and there was only one girl on Tinder. I say girl, right? But, I mean, she was in the category. But she only had one photo, and I've got screenshot snapped it. Something like that. All right, Grandad. What I did was, I got a camera out and took a photo of the phone. No, what do you call it? I screen saved it, snap shaved it, that one. Basically, I've saved the photo on my phone, right? Do you know when you press 2 button? Aye. Anyway, so I've got it on my phone, and there's a photo of her standing in the countryside wearing dungarees, and in one hand she's holding a pistol, and in the other hand she's holding a dead snake. And that's true. That is what's true. So we went on a couple of dates, and yeah, we're going good. We're going steady. Me and Snake Girl. So love a bit of comedy about height. I get a hard time for being tall. I'm quite a tall person here in Spain. Every time I go out, a Spanish person likes to remind me of the fact that I'm tall. I go into a bar and they say, "Hostia, tío, tú eres muy alto, eh? Juegas a basket?" That means you're really tall. Do you play basketball? I say, you know, you're really little. Do you play mini golf? You know, hide and seek. You know. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we've got another fantastic comedian tonight coming here. Now, this guy, I was going to describe him as the Dave Mustaine of Barcelona comedy scene, but I think that might be a bit too obscure of a reference for anyone that didn't used to listen to Megadeth when they were younger. So, just to say, this guy is the singer out of Megadeth of the Barcelona comedy scene, or if you are more mainstream, he's more like the John Bon Jovi of the Barcelona comedy scene. He's a hunky big drink of water with long blonde hair. Put your hands together for Christopher Drifter!
Hello. Well, anyway, I've got a confession to make to you guys. Like, I'm super tired today. I woke up this morning. Well, actually, I woke up this afternoon. Well, I woke up an hour before the show. And I got out of bed. I was feeling terrible. I went to the bathroom. I looked in the mirror. And I was like, Jesus Christ. For the radio listeners who may be confused at the moment, I look a lot like Jesus Christ. But I don't know if I really do. Is that historically accurate? You know, a lot of people say I look like Jesus, but did Jesus have the same problems that I do? Was Jesus constantly mistaken for a woman? The other day I was at a restaurant with some female friends of mine. I had my back to the room, and the waitress came over and she said, "Hey girls, what can I get you?" I was like, fuck. She thinks I'm a girl. I don't want to embarrass her. I'm gonna have to commit. Okay. I'll just have the salad. Yeah, the hair. 90% of my conversations now are about my hair. And it wouldn't be so bad if they weren't all the same, you know? A girl will come up to me and she'll say, "Oh my God, what shampoo do you use?" I'm like, I don't fucking know. This is Spain. I don't know what any of these words are. I go to the supermarket, I'm knocking random stuff into my shopping cart. If there's not a picture of what that shit is on the shit that it is, I don't know what the shit it is. For 3 weeks, I was washing my hair with a knit remedy. I found out a few days ago, I've been cooking with olive oil dish soap. After they ask me about my shampoo, they always ask the same thing. They say, "Can I touch it?" And I always say yes. I love to get my hair touched. 2 or 3 times a night, you'll see me and a girl just touching each other's hair. And it's great. It's wonderful. It's not even weird for me anymore. Unless over her shoulder, there's a bald guy. And in his face is so much pain. His eyes are shiny with tears as his naked, bald head is with sweat. And I'm just like, "Hey, guy, you wanna come into here for a while?" After they touch my hair, they always say the same thing. They say, "Oh my God, it's so soft." And it is. It is soft. But for a guy, that doesn't really register as a compliment. I don't know, maybe I'm whining. My hair gives me a lot of opportunities I wouldn't otherwise have. I'm making 40 euros an hour as a hair model, but I'm trying to get into face modeling, you know, and it's not easy. I'm a performer, I've been typecast. I played Vikings 3 times and Goldilocks twice. I'm an Englishman, but I've lived in many places. I've been traveling my whole life. I lived 4 years Germany, 2 years Belgium, 2 years America, 1 year Canada, 1 year Sweden, 1 year Andorra, 1 year in Barcelona now. And so you can imagine that I've got quite a lot of languages under my belt now. You know, I've got British English and American English and Canadian English. And my Spanish English is getting pretty good too now. The other day I was having a conversation with my friendly neighborhood beer seller. He doesn't speak English, and I don't speak the Pakistani language. So it's very simple, really. It's just, "Hola, ¿qué tal? Bien, tú? Hola, ¿qué tal? Bien tu. Hola, ¿qué tal? Bien tu. We've been doing this for about half an hour when suddenly 2 guys ran past us and I heard these voices behind me. Stop them, stop them. And suddenly I found that I was running. And I was like, oh, well, this isn't something that I normally do. And I looked behind me and there were 2 very beautiful girls shouting. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. And I was running and they were shouting these smooth Spanish syllables at me, which I could only appreciate for their aesthetic qualities. And I was shouting, hola, ¿qué tal? Bien. And I caught up with them quite quickly, and we'd been running for quite a while, and it was getting awkward, and I thought, I've got to do something. So I grabbed one by the neck, and I threw him to the ground. The other one came up to me, and I tripped him up, and he was on the floor too. And my God, that was good. You know, something I could really be proud of. It's very easy, a little bit violent, perhaps. And then I looked around, and it was quite empty, this alley we were in. And they were sort of standing up, and then they looked at me, and then they looked at each other, and they made a small calculation in their head. And I was like, it seems there's been a terrible mistake. My friends, please go on with your thievery unaccosted. And hey, take my wallet to sweeten the deal. Fortunately for me, at this point, 2 very large Spanish men caught up with us, along with the girl. They stopped the guys from beating me up, which was great. I took the phone. I did nothing. I gave it back to the girls. The city needs me. All right, I'm going to take that as my time, guys. Thank you very much. You've been wonderful. My name is Christopher Drifter. This is Donnie Nicholson. Bye.
Christopher Drifter, everybody! How about that? Hello, everybody. Hello. Something I forgot to tell you, which is that we have a safe word here tonight, and the word is pumpage, right? So that's the first. I feel like I'm standing in Vinny's shoes doing this. Normally Vinny that tells people to say the word pumpage, but I need to get everybody to say the word pumpage. 3, 2, 1. Pumpage! Now that's what you've got to say if anybody's struggling on stage, right? So if somebody's coming up here, they're halfway through a joke and they forget the punchline or something like that, all you need to do is say the word pumpage and everybody laughs anyway. So it doesn't matter that the joke didn't work. So the word is pumpage. There we go. How about that? Any posh people in tonight? Posh people? No? Just common scum everywhere. That's what I like. I prefer being around scum. You know, around my own type. No posh people. I was on a bus at New Year. I decided it would be a good idea to get a bus from London to Amsterdam. Right? That was really bad idea. An overnight bus, 12 hours on a mega bus. It's only €35. But there was a really, really posh person on the bus behind me. And you know how sometimes people are so posh that you can't work out by their voice if they're male or female, right? There's a kind of like mid-range sort of tone of voice. And it was actually a guy, but he sounded quite posh. And he was offering around. He opened a little box and he said, "Would anybody in the bus like a little bit of cake?" Right? And you know how when posh people, you're not sure if they're saying cake or coke. Would anybody like some cake? And I was thinking, is he offering cocaine or like a slice of cake here? But actually it wasn't cake, just knocked up your nose. It was cake made of chocolate. I had a bit anyway, and he said, how is it? Do you like my cake? And I said, it's fine. I thought it might taste a little bit rapey. I said, sorry? I said, I thought the cake might have been a little bit rapey. I said, rapey? He was actually saying ropey. The cake was ropey. So what I did was, I wrote that down. I thought, I'm going to say this at a comedy night, and it'll be really funny. And it wasn't. So there you go. You live and learn. I'll score that off for next time. Are you ready, ladies and gentlemen, for your next act of the evening? Yeah. Please put both hands together for the wonderful Mr. Marco Morgante.
If God doesn't exist, atheists, why are you so mad? I mean, you're all mad at something that didn't even happen. You're not atheists. You're my girl. You should change your name to Postmenstrual Historical Bitch. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Yes. No, I love my girl. I just hate when she says that I can't do two things at the same time, which is a lie, because I do listen to her, and at the same time, don't give a fuck. Thank you, people. You can clap all at once if you want. Should I say palm page? Did you know that Jon Snow during the summer is just Jon? That was it. Oh, spring is here, but I do way prefer the summer. You know, summer, Barcelona, the beach. You play the guitar, you score. I can't play the guitar. I play the ukulele. So I score midgets. My girl, she's into this thing, 50 Shades of Grey. She said to me, Marco, call me whore. So I did. But she didn't like it. Apparently her mother's name is out of context. She said to me, no, she insisted to give each other nicknames based on our physical traits. So I called her Thundercat, you know, because of her flashing pussy. She called me Pinocchio because it got bigger and bigger the more I lied. Whenever my Mac doesn't work, I go Game of Thrones. I whisper to it, brace yourself. Windows is coming. Any Windows users in the house? Yay! I do see one here. I do see 2, 3, 4. I see. You're still updating. Okay, I must thank you, people. I don't usually get this such amount of clapping. I'm still not used to this thing. It is new to me.
Marco Morgante! How about that? I went to a restaurant recently and I ordered a bowl of soup. And the waiter came, brought my bowl of soup, and he had his thumb in the bowl. His thumb was in the soup. I said to him, excuse me, why have you got your thumb in my soup? He said, don't worry. He said, I've got a raggy nail and the doctors told me I've got to keep it inside something warm, you know. And I said, why don't you stick it up your arse then? He said, that's what I do when I go back and forth to the kitchen. So just enough to bring on our next comedian tonight. Now, if you were listening earlier, he was on the radio as well, and he's back. He's back. His name is Dave Celestian! Big round of applause for Dave!
All right, I want everybody to know right now that I'm going to bomb tonight, okay? This is my official 1017th bomb. I want to try a couple of my classic American jokes just to see how it works on a whatever the fuck crowd this is. I don't know. Are you guys Spanish? I don't even know. Because everybody's from everywhere here, right? Sweden. Where are you guys from? Where are you from?
Sweden.
Sweden?
Sweden. France. Hungary. Barcelona.
So everybody's from everywhere else. This is not even Spain anymore. What the fuck is this thing doing? Just like a comedic umbilical cord or something. We just come out. All right, here I am. You know, what the fuck? Can I get a large fry or pie and a coffee? What the fuck? Do you know what a possum is? I'm gonna strip you guys while I do comedy, okay? So it's gonna get a little bit awkward when I get a little bit. Possum is it's like a badger, armadillo, and I was driving and I saw a dead possum, armadillo, badger, fill in the blank on the side of the road. No, I did it in America. I saw a dead possum on the side of the road. I was driving and I saw a dead possum, and there was 3 little babies looking at it. They were like this big, little tiny babies looking at the dead possum. And I felt bad when I drove by because I love animals, you know, and they're little babies, and with no mother, they're not going to make it. They're not going to survive. So I just tried to do the right thing, and I turned around, went back, and I drove over the babies to try to take them out of their misery. And I got 2 of them, though. The third fucker went behind a tree, so I got my golf club out, and I chased it down, and I beat it, and the fur's flying, and I'm laughing. It's for your own good! And I put my 9-iron in the trunk, and I get in my car, and the mother got up. She was just feeding them. So I did the right thing, and I ran over the mother because she had no babies, and I took out the whole fucking family because I felt bad for them. Those are American jokes. Fuck you guys. Now let's talk about me not getting pussy for 4 years, like Vinny likes to talk about. I think I want to grow my hair. I want to have long hair like Chris. Do you get laid with long hair?
Every day.
See, I want to do that. I want to have long hair. So and I'm losing it because I'm 48. So I want to. I think can I do it? Yeah. You guys think if I grow it out, can I pull it off? Yes. And how long does it take though? He said it takes 2 years to grow it that long. There's no way. 2 years? Yeah, you're young though. For me, it's like 20 years to grow this shit. So half of it falls out while it's growing. You know, it doesn't.
You ginger though.
Fuck you. God. Fucking Vinny and ginger. I don't understand. What is your fixation with ginger? You just like.
I hate them.
I hate them. Large fry, pie. What the fuck is it? What is this thing doing here? And why is it so cold in here? Are you guys cold? It's cold in here, right? It's cold. We don't need this thing here. We're down in the fucking basement. This is stupid. I've discovered after 10 years of doing comedy that one thing, I've discovered this, that I'm not a comedian. I've discovered it. I admit it. I bombed more times than I've done well. And I'm like, okay, I get it. I'm not that funny, okay? But I don't know where the fuck I fit in society because I got a degree in engineering and I fucking hate it. I hate it. Like in school, when I graduated, they had these nice shiny brochures and they showed people on the brochures and they got like a nice watch on and they're holding a clipboard and they got nice clothes on, all shiny, and they look all happy. And I'm like, all right, he's making money. He's happy, right? It's a fucking lie, man. It's a lie. It's like people make more money and they just buy bigger things. They get bigger shit. This is how they do it in America. You get a bigger house. You get a bigger car, you get a bigger wife. The doors get bigger because the wife's bigger. The TV gets bigger. Everything gets, don't get a bigger TV, get a smaller fucking living room, idiot. They do that. They get like a big TV and they sit back like 20 meters. I'm like, get a small TV, sit back 3 meters. How about that? Right? Simple math. Car insurance, health insurance, phone insurance, this insurance, that. How about sex insurance? Right? Yeah, I'm called to make a claim. Yeah. It's been 9 months since I got laid. I went out last night. I got some girl's email address. It's wrong. Okay, we'll send a girl over right away. Okay, thanks. Can I get 18 to 20, please? I'm Dave Celestian. Thanks, you guys.
Dave Celestian, everybody! Swedish people once visited Scotland many years ago. Vikings, our Viking friends, came over. There's actually a theory, because Dave did a bit of philosophy. I'll do a bit of philosophy. I've got a theory that explains why Swedish people are so beautiful and Scottish people are so ugly. If anyone's been to Scotland or Sweden, you'll know this is true. Right, it's a matter of historical fact that the Vikings used to come over to Scotland and burn all the things and steal all the stuff and just basically be dicks, right? They've never given us any of that back, by the way. And one of the things the Vikings used to do was they would round up all the good-looking Scottish women and put them on their longboats and row them back to Sweden and Norway and Denmark and these places. Right, that's a matter of historical fact. And there's a theory, an existing theory, that says that there was a genetic impact of that, right? So the fact that all of the good-looking people left Scotland and went to the Scandinavia meant that there was a kind of lack of beautiful genes in Scotland, which leads to all the incredibly ugly looking people you see there now. And there was an increase of beautiful genes in Scandinavia. Now, that's an existing theory. I don't think that theory goes far enough. I don't think that explains the severity of the situation. I think what happened was when the Vikings came over to Scotland, they rounded up all the good-looking people and they took them back to Sweden and Norway and Denmark. I think they had another idea. I think they started rounding up all the ugly people in Sweden and bringing them over to Scotland. Just out of badness. That more explains the situation. I was thinking about Dave's story about his grandpa and the TV. Do you remember TVs used to have doors on the front of them? You'd slide them. Anyone remember that? I'm just really old. You would kind of like, we had one in our house and you had to like slide open the doors and there was a remote control but it had a wire going to the TV so you could sit and my dad would go, you'd never lose it. That's a good thing about the remote controls of the wires, you never lose them. So that was fun. Put your hands together for Bart Kumar!
I don't know if you saw the Indian spelling bee competition this past year, but basically what happened was it came down to 2 Indian kids left. And they kept spelling every single word right that the producers at ESPN were like, well, shit. We don't have any words left in the competition, so fuck it, let them both win. And, that's exactly what happened. It ended in a tie. And the funny thing is, I've been telling this joke for over a year now, and I didn't have to change anything, because that's also what happened in last year's spelling bee competition. Another tie between 2 Indians. But anyway, now I can explain why you hear me saying y'all so much. The reason I say y'all is because, yes, I'm not from Barcelona, I'm from Texas. I am from Texas, and it's good to be here. I've only been here about 4 months, fairly new. And I like Barcelona because originally I am from Dallas, Texas, and Dallas is a really big city. It's growing every few months. But at the same time, Dallas is boring as shit. Dallas is more boring than sober missionary sex. And, in Dallas, there's not that many touristy places to visit. It's not very interesting. As a matter of fact, the one interesting place I visited in the city was the museum for George W. Bush. That's right, he does have a museum. And in this museum for George Bush, there is a game. There's a game where you pretend to be the president, and then after listening to your advisors, you have to decide what to do in a chaotic situation. But the only way to win this game is to think just like George Bush. So, as a result, nobody ends up winning this game. That's why I wanted to go visit the museum for President Bill Clinton. That's a much better museum instead. Because in that museum, there's a game called Pin the Cigar on the Donkey. That's right, like Monica Lewinsky, she dresses up like a donkey and talks like Eddie Murphy from Shrek. But yeah, that's where I come from. But now being here in Barcelona, I do like this city. I like it a lot because the people are nice. The people, they look good. They're fit. They're attractive. They're good looking in general. Like, as a matter of fact, in Barcelona, you don't see many fat people at all. You don't see that many fat people. Like, obesity here just doesn't exist. Like, as a matter of fact, the Spanish word for obesity didn't exist until Mexico achieved it. I mean, if you think about it, the funniest Mexican comic you know is called Fluffy. Yeah, you know him. Aloha. But I was here in Barcelona last year, and, I was hoping maybe I could find a nice Spanish chick, or even just some Spanish or Latin chick and have a nice European romance. But that didn't happen. You know who I ended up going out with instead? Una puta Yankee gringa que piensa como Donald Trump. But, alright guys, I'll end it there. You're a decent enough audience. I don't know about you on the radio. I'm gonna assume the radio audience sucks. Alright guys, I'm Bart Kumar, but not really. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Bart Kumar. That's his real name. We have got two more comics coming up tonight. The next guy who's coming to talk to you tonight is English, but he's not a bad guy. Don't let the fact that he's English put you off, and make him very welcome. Please put your hands together for Simon Jordan!
And anybody using dating apps? Because I'm loving them. Right? This is such a world of fun, this is, right? Anybody using Tinder or anything down there? Yeah. Come on, anybody? Yeah? Yeah, that's right. I thought your face looked fucking familiar on Grindr, mate. Yeah. And in actual fact, I was new to this. I was new to it, and I actually asked my good friend down here, Vinny. I said, Vinny, I really need a fuck. What should I go and start using? And he goes, Grindr. So I go, okay, so I download Grindr, and I've got to be honest with you, I was a little bit disappointed, Vinny, right? There were no fucking girls on it. Maybe you can explain that to us later. So then another friend told me that maybe I should download another one. So I downloaded one called Shitter. And it was. I don't quite know what I was expecting to find on there. Then I downloaded one called Botter, which I thought was for the discerning gentleman who liked a lady with a large posterior. Turned out just to be another fucking hookup for gay cunts. Am I allowed to do I get away with that? No. Yeah, great, okay. Right, cunt. No. Then I downloaded one called Titter, which I thought, this is going to be a load of bouncy fun, this is. Turned out it was just a community for young mothers who like to breastfeed in public. Fine, I just fucking hate kids. So I'm actually using one called Wanker at the moment. It's really good. No, actually it's really shit, and I'm the only fucking one on it. But I was on a website called DesperateSadOldFuckers.com. Yeah, I saw your profile down there, Donnie. Yeah, no. Totally. And I did actually meet this girl, right? And I mean, her profile was fucking gorgeous. Her profile pics were amazing, right? And her username was Anal69. I mean, all my Christmases in one, right there, right fucking there. So we met up, and well, I should have known it was never gonna. I was jumping the gun, so to speak, right? So turns out that it wasn't Anal69. It was actually Anna L. Like her last name's like fucking Lyndhurst or some fucking shit, right? So there goes all my fucking dreams, right? And 69 is not her favourite sexual position, but is in actual fact her waist size, her age, and about as many hamburgers as she must have eaten that fucking morning. I mean, she was so fucking fat, right? She was so fucking fat, right? Her ass was so big it came with its own cable car for you to get up to the top of it. Right? She was so fucking fat that she'd had triplets and she didn't even know she was pregnant. She was so fucking fat that I needed Google Maps to find her growler. She was fatter than Vinny's mum. And I'm telling you, that's fucking fat. But I tell you what, she did have one redeeming good feature, and that is she did give very good head. Actually, so did your mum, Vinny. Actually, mate, yeah, she was great. Yeah.
She said you were small, by the way.
She's got myopia, mate. Don't worry about it. She's looking through the wrong end of a bunch of binoculars. It's massive. What, I can't. No, you're probably thinking, because that's what I am. You've been awful. But I believe I've been a hell of a lot worse. Good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, Simon Jordan. So the next act we've got on tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is the closing act of the show. So please put your hands together for Rudi Cornels.
Nice. What's up, everybody? Oh my god. Did you just cut my mic down? Did you? I can't hear myself. Oh, there. Is that good? Good. It's nice to be here. I'm super excited, as you can see. Well, you can see that the microphone is kind of wet, so I have somebody else's spit on my lip right now. So me and Jordan were kind of making out. I should have picked better. My name is Rudi Cornels. I'm 33 years old. I've been living in Barcelona for 3 years, and I still don't speak Spanish. Yeah, that's right. That's how me and my countrymen do it. We just travel to other countries and don't give a fuck. So I guess most of you have probably guessed by now that I am American. For those of you who guessed that, you're all wrong. I am not American, but in your own defense, I do look and sound American, right? Yes, thank you for yesing that. You will be the person I'll direct the next thing to. So I look American, huh? How exactly? What about me makes me look American? I'm sorry? Oh, okay. Oh, it's the sound. All right, okay. Well, I'm not American. I am... No. What the fuck? Like that's out of all the places you could pick, you go for Canada? I'm sorry, okay? I'm not Canadian. Fuck. I'm Norwegian. Yeah. Best response ever in your face. I've never gotten an applause break before on that. Norwegian, oh my God, so well done. How did you do it? Like how? How is that possible? And most people, when I say like I'm Norwegian, they go like, oh, I didn't see that coming, and now I feel pretty racist. But it's cool. I do it all the time. Like I race bait people. It's funny as shit. You walk up, you just talk to people, blah blah blah. And they say something remotely racist, like I don't know. I think the Chinese have a certain way of looking at things, and then I go like, oh. Specifically, what do you mean by that? And this is my race card, by the way. My name is Rudy Cornell. What do you mean by the Chinese do things? No, I was just saying that there's, But the best part about that is every time I race bait and I try and put people in the race corner, they find out that I am way better of a racist than they are. Like way better. I grew up in fucking Scandinavia, okay? In Norway, like the whitest country on the fucking planet. So when I'm in Norway, I get to do a lot of cool things, like discuss racial topics and shit like that. But I learned to be racist from the best, I'm really good at it. Like, I know how to pick out shit and go like, man. But one of my favorite things about being, like, the representative of black people in general is that I get to discuss one of my favorite words, which is the N-word. Oh, yeah, it's already beginning. Oh, I just mentioned the N-word. White people go like, shit. Oh, whoa. He means nudist, right? No, it's nigger. The word is nigger. Now, one of my favorite things to do when I say that out, people go, oh, just being around that word. And I love it, because I figured out one thing being like the black representative in Norway, is that when racist people walk up and go like, hey, nigger, they're not talking about me. Because usually what they do is like, hey, nigger, people like you. Oh, and by the way, they don't sound like that. They, of course, speak in Norwegian, but you don't know Norwegian, so I'm just using the international language of bigotry, which is, of course, Southern American. Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? I see a little white here, see a little brown sticking to the white. Yeah. So I have these conversations with people. They walk up and say, hey, man, you niggers, you're good for nothing. You steal all our jobs. You take all our women. Hey, you mooch off of welfare. Yeah, and I'm like, no, and definitely no. Wait, how do I steal the job and mooch off of welfare? How the fuck does that work? I fucking hate niggers. And I'm like, that's cool. You should probably call my dad and tell him that, because this has got nothing to do with me. But it's an interesting thing when you're using the word nigger correctly. Or, no, you know what? One of my favorite things is when white people try and rationalize or wrap their head around the usage of the proper use of the word nigger. Now, little quick tip, if you're white, there is none. However, I was backed up in a corner once. This guy was like, hey, man, how come black people get to say nigger left and right, but as soon as I use it once, I'm racist? And I'm like, I don't know, officer, but if you put the gun down, I'm sure we can have a frank and honest discussion about it. Shit. Yeah, hey, as Marco said, it's okay to clap. But shit, like it's one of these things. Like, people are so scared of words. Like, it's like every Christmas, me and my family, we hang out and we talk. It's the older generation, a younger generation. Now, me being mixed race, like a beigeish brown type of person, I get to hang out with the African kids, and they're like, oh, I was at the store the other day, and this dude, he cut in line, and then he just looked at me, and then he didn't say anything. That was really racist. And I was like, oh, was that racist? Oh, see, because I grew up in a tiny little fishing port in Adendal, which nobody knows where the fuck is. There's only brown person there. So, like, when I hear, like, oh, this was really racist, this woman just shouted at me on the street, I'm like, that's not, well, it's racist, but hey, it could get, like, a hell of a lot worse. Like, for instance, you could be at school. The superintendent can come running into the room and be like, Rudy, seriously, there are, like, 3 skinheads outside, and they're looking for you. We have to go now. And I'm like, oh, my God, what the fuck? And I wrap my stuff around, and I run out the door, and then Vincent turned my microphone down again. It's brilliant. That's so well done, Vincent. Ladies and gentlemen, Vincent Valentine. Yay! That is so well done. Me and Vincent, we've been doing comedy shows for a little while. We're new. We're amateurs, as you clearly can see. And this used to happen during our shows. He'd cut my mic off, haha, as a joke. But shut up. Stop fucking talking. But what happens is what I just tried to do, ladies and gentlemen, was to bring you on an oral journey, an oral escapade, if you want. So I have to thank you, you fucked up my momentum. How am I doing on time?
2 minutes.
2 minutes? Oh my fucking God, Vincent, 2 minutes? Shit, let me see. Something funny. Right, thank you. No, but I can't tell that story now. Fine. So anyway, as I was saying, in my room, 3 skinheads outside. Teachers get me. They go, Rudy, we have to go now. They're going to kill you. I'm like, oh, holy shit. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, what do they look like? Well, they're 2 tall ones and there's a little fat one with a scar on his nose. And I'm like, oh, shit. Dude, that's my uncle. It's totally cool. He's here to pick me up for the fucking full color. Now, that's racist. Thank you, Vincent. I really appreciate that. Again, Vincent Valentine. In any case, whatever. That's fine. It's fine. Shit. As I said, I've been living it for a couple of years, loving every second of it. I've been doing a bunch of things, mostly drugs. Thank you. It's Barcelona, yeah. Yeah, it's like I met a couple of guys a couple of weekends ago. Hey, you're in Barcelona. What are you doing here? They're like, oh, we're going to the museums, and then we're going to go hiking, and then we're going to go on, I think we're going to go on a plane tour or something. I'm like, yeah, and no, but that was it. They were like, no, we're just going to go out there. I think we have a 5 o'clock jogging meeting in the morning. I'm like, are you kidding me? It's Barcelona. Have you heard of MDMA? Do you know what it does to you? It's fucking amazing. It's like I had a couple of buddies, like one of the first times I did MDMA, we got stuck in a nightclub, and a friend of mine is sitting in he's sitting in a corner, basically trying to sit on a chair. And he's just like, oh my God. And everybody's like, hey, Dave, are you okay? And he's like, yeah, I do. Dude, you gotta feel my pants, bro. Just feel my pants. It feels like it's made out of some liquid plastic or something. I don't know, it's so smooth. Dude, hey, dude. Put your hand in my pocket. Go on, do it. It's like the smoothest, it's the softest. Seriously, put your hand in my pocket. Come on, just do it. Just get in there. It's so amazing, seriously. And that is the story behind how I came into a nightclub and saw a dude with his hand in another dude's pocket, just hanging out, just being like, oh, dude, this is so awesome. This is like the best pocket ever. And he turns up and he's like, oh my God, seriously, my pants are so smooth, my pocket is so soft. Have you guys felt the air, man? So amazing. It feels like the air is made out of vaginas, man. Fucking, oh my God. Oh. See, as I do a lot of drugs, obviously, like no doubt. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Rudi Cornels. You've been fantastic.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Rudi Cornell!